we're going to be investigating to see if it is possible to write Minecraft server plugins with Python programming language. Normally, to write mods or plugins for Minecraft, it's always done in Java because that's what Minecraft is written in. But there are a few reasons why you might want to write it in another language like Python. And so we're on the Python website here, and as you can see, it says right over here, Python programs are typically 2 to 10 times shorter than the equivalent Java program. So that makes writing your code much more efficient, as well as Python is becoming more and more popular and better supported for lots of new stuff. So we're going to be looking at if we can use Python to program Minecraft plugins. So the first thought I had was, well, why not use something like Jython, which is, as it says here, a Java implementation of Python that combines the expressive power with clarity. So yeah, Jython is a free programming language that you can use for commercial and non-commercial use. And so if you wanted to use that, you could go download over here. But in that case, we would have to write some sort of like shell in Java, which would then call our Python program, which doesn't seem like the most efficient way to do it. And there are most definitely better ways. So I came across this GitHub page by Makuiko called Minecraft Python. And in the README it says Minecraft Server Python Interpreter. So this is a Spigot plugin providing the ability to control Minecraft using Python. So this project aims to expose the whole Bucket API to Python instead of only providing a few commands by hardcoding or wrapping these in a Spigot plugin. So this sounds exactly what we need. So I would suggest reading through the README and checking out this GitHub, and it's really, really well documented. So they have a few examples down here of what you can do. Mainly, we're going to be looking at making some sort of plugin directly. So what we're going to need to do is first to go over to releases here. You can see at the moment there's 8 releases, and what you're going to see is there's going to be something that says latest release. I want to make sure you download that one, and you're going to click on python.jar. So you can just save that wherever you want. I'm going to save it on my desktop. So while that's downloading, we're also going to need a test server to run this on. And Bucket recommends that you build it from source, which is a little bit more complicated than we need. So you can go to this website called Get Bucket. I'll have a link to everything in the description. And so you come under downloads, and you can see the latest releases. Yes, I'm aware that 1.16 has come out today, however, Bucket doesn't support that yet. So we're just going to click this download button here, and I've already downloaded that to save time. So here we are on our desktop. So the first thing we're going to do is open the spigot 1.15.2.jar. So we can open that. A cool life hack for Mac users is if it says an unidentified developer, instead of opening it or going into system preferences and doing all that, you can just right click and press open, and then you can press open again. So yeah, so we're going to need to install the command line tool. So if you don't already have that, you can just click on more info. Okay, so once you run the spigot 1.15.2.jar or whatever version you are running, you'll see it won't actually start up the server on the first time. It will instead create all the server files like the properties file, the logs folder, and something called the eula.txt. So to actually start the server, you have to open that, and down here where it says EULA, you want to set that to true. So you can save and close that, and then run the server again. Okay, so then this window will pop up, and the server should be started. And you'll see on your desktop, you will get a bunch of other folders. Like we've got the world folder, the nether, and the end. And then we got a bunch of other things like a whitelist, JSON file, user cache, and a bunch of other stuff. But we're mostly interested in this folder here called plugins. So if you open that, this is where you're going to install all of your plugins. So to install our Python plugin, we're just going to drag and drop the Python jar file. So we're going to do that once the server has completely started up. So you'll see something that says done. Now you can drag and drop that. Now if you want to activate this, you can type reload confirm. There you go, and you'll see in here on our desktop we did get a few more directories, like this lib common one, which is going to be useful for writing our plugins. Now, since Python is quite old and it actually unfortunately only supports Python 2, you're going to need to install that. So I've done that while the server was starting up. So I just downloaded that from the python.org website. Okay, so you'll see we'll open a folder with the IDLE Python launcher, and so once it's done setting up, we can close out of that and open up the IDLE, or idle. So now we can press Control N to make a new file, and this is where we're going to be running our actual Minecraft plugin. So we're going to make that a bit bigger. Now if we go over back to the Makyuko's Minecraft Python, in the README file, there is some examples. And so a good one to start with is the one down here, where this is how you make a plugin. So for all of these, we're going to need to import MC API, import time, and import random. But then we can do this just as we would for a normal Java plugin. So from org.bucket.event.player, we can import the player join event. And we do need to tell Python to run these asynchronously, and by default they run synchronously. So we're going to have to change that just with this. So if we want, we can just copy paste this into our idle. Okay, so if we want to test this out, we can save that. You can really call it whatever you want, so I'm going to call it Python plugin, and you have to save this in the main directory of the server. So once that's saved, you can now import or open up Minecraft. And since the latest release is 1.16, but the server is still running 1.15, I'm going to have to change that. So in installations, you can make a new installation, call this test server or whatever you want, and we can use release 1.15.2 and create, and then we can play. Okay, so now with our game open, we can go over to multiplayer and then just direct connect to your local host. Okay, so now that we're in the game, we can. This is just so far just a vanilla world, but one thing you are going to need is to make yourself an operator. So you're gonna in your console type OP and then your username. So I'm just going to go into creative mode here, and to make sure our plugin is or the Minecraft Python plugin is loaded, we can type /plugins, and there we go. So Minecraft Pi servers, then it's loaded. So now a command that we have to do is /pi load, and then we're going to type the name of our Python file. So in my case it is python plugin.py. So now it's executing the file Python plugin, and starting Python. So this is using the Python interpreter. So this may take a few seconds. Okay, so now you see it says MC API activating. Okay, this may be a bug, but I haven't actually seen it say anything like other than MC API activating, but usually when that is on the screen, it means you're good to go. So now this our Python plugin is loaded and will run on the server until we restart. So if we go back to the code, basically this has a listener event, and we import the player join event. So and then we run the function of join event. So it gets the player's location, adds 20 to the y-axis of the player's location, and then basically yells a chickeny hello to player and then their name. And then 10 times we're going to spawn chickens at the player's location. So to test this out, we can simply disconnect and reconnect. There we go. It says a chickeny hello to player sentdex, and if we look up, there we go. There are some chickens. And if you really wanted to count them, there probably are exactly 10. And so from this point, you can just go back to your Python program and really write all of your plugins in the same way that you would write them in Java. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.